An amazing discovery can be any size, any age, and may surface anywhere in the world. All it needs is that special touch that draws our attention or sparks our imagination. So join us for another awesome video as we explore some of these extraordinary and amazing ancient finds. Number 15. Dovbush Rocks. Our journey begins in Ukraine, at the Dovbush Rocks in Skolivsky-Beskidy National Park. This striking site features a maze of caves and hollows, some naturally formed, others carved by human hands. The name honors Oleksandr Dovbush, the 18th century folk hero often called Ukraine's Robin Hood, who famously robbed the wealthy to aid the poor. Legends claim he used these rocks as both refuge and hideout, launching raids against wealthy traders and aristocrats crossing the Carpathian Mountains. However, Ukrainian historians suggest this link is more romanticized folklore than fact, with no concrete evidence that he or his followers occupied the caves. Archaeological signs instead indicate Eastern Christian monks shaped portions of the site into a monastic complex centuries earlier. Surrounded by towering sandstone cliffs, the Dovbush Rocks remain a remarkable blend of natural beauty, enduring legend, and possible sacred history, capturing the imagination whether viewed as a rebel's lair or a place of devotion. Number 14. Ancient Turkic monument between 2017 and 2020, a joint team from Osaka University and the Mongolian Academy of Sciences excavated an extraordinary 8th century Turkic monument on the Dornogovi steppe in eastern Mongolia. At its center was a stone sarcophagus, encircled by 14 large inscribed stone pillars arranged in a square. Each bears over 100 symbols in Old Turkic script, offering insight into the beliefs and political connections of the Eastern Turkic Khaganate. Radiocarbon dating of calcined coal, sheepskin, and horse bone confirms construction during the late Second Turkic Khaganate. The site's layout and inscriptions indicate its ceremonial and commemorative significance, potentially honoring a prominent leader. The monument stands as a rare architectural and epigraphic record of nomadic culture, preserving evidence of religious concepts, political authority, and artistic skill from a pivotal period in Central Asian history. Number 13. Pterosaur and Aspidorhynchus fossil. Around 200 million years ago, a prehistoric flying reptile known as a pterosaur became fatally ensnared with an equally ancient fish, the Aspidorhynchus. The reptile's limb caught in the fish's jaws, sealing the fate of both. They perished in that position and were preserved through fossilization. This extraordinary fossil was uncovered in Solnhofen, Germany, back in 2012. Scientific examination revealed that the pterosaur had a smaller fish lodged in its throat, suggesting it had just captured prey when it became entangled with the larger fish. The most plausible scenario is that both predators targeted the same quarry, resulting in accidental contact that proved lethal. While such incidents may have been common, this is the only confirmed example preserved in stone. The fossil perfectly captures a fleeting instant of prehistoric life, frozen with remarkable clarity, as though the creatures had been found moments after death, providing an exceptional glimpse into Jurassic-era predator-prey interactions. Number 12. Joya de Ceren, El Salvador. The ancient site of Joya de Ceren in El Salvador is often called the Mayan Pompeii, and for pretty good reasons. This pre-Hispanic farming village was buried beneath thick volcanic ash when the Laguna Caldera volcano erupted in the early 7th century. The ash preserved it for centuries, making it the most exceptionally intact Mayan settlement in Central America. Unlike Pompeii, the villagers appear to have escaped. Archaeologists believe a strong earthquake hours before the eruption warned them to flee. As a result, no bodies have been found, but everyday possessions remain exactly where they were left: sleeping mats, agricultural tools, ceramic vessels, and religious idols. These artifacts offer a vivid glimpse into rural life over 1,500 years ago. Excavations have been underway since 1988, and much of the settlement is still buried. As work continues, researchers expect to uncover more details of the village's layout and traditions, with the possibility that the entire site may one day be exposed to daylight again. Number 11. Ancient Egyptian silos at Kom Ombo. Archaeologists excavating Kom Ombo, which is located on the Nile's eastern bank, revealed administrative buildings and silos belonging to the ancient city of Nubt, known in antiquity as the City of Gold. Dated to Egypt's first intermediate period, from 2180 to 2050 BCE. The 20 silos likely stored grain for both trade and local use. Nubt was a key hub of commerce and agriculture, but archaeological evidence shows grain storage was not without problems. Rat bones and fossilized droppings found inside the silos indicate significant infestations. The city's wealth also supported monumental construction, including the famed Temple of Kom Ombo, dedicated to the crocodile-headed god Sobek, which is pretty scary. The new discoveries add to our understanding of how ancient Egyptians organized large-scale food storage and urban administration. They also reveal the challenges, both practical and environmental, that accompanied sustaining a prosperous city in the Nile Valley during a politically fragmented era. Number 10. Ancient Rental Agreement. In October 2016, archaeologists in Izmir province, Turkey, discovered a 2,200-year-old rental contract carved directly into stone. The inscription specifies that the agreement was valid only if the tenant had a guarantor and 6 witnesses to the signing. The tenant's obligations were clear: maintain the property in good repair, ensure the land remained fertile, and allow the owner to inspect it at will. Unusually, the landlord retained the right to occupy the home for 3 days each year. 2 additional clauses remain undeciphered despite years of study. The artifact demonstrates that formal property leases existed in antiquity, yet were concise compared to modern contracts. Its durability has preserved not only legal details, but also insight into social structures and economic relationships of the time. The agreement stands as a rare survival of ancient administrative life, offering a direct link to the everyday legal practices of Hellenistic Anatolia. Number 9. Roman stone sarcophagus in Bath. Back in June 2021, during COVID, a rare Roman stone sarcophagus was unearthed during restoration work in Sydney Gardens, Bath, England. Crafted from Bath limestone, the coffin contained 2 skeletons, one laid prone and the other positioned at its feet, along with objects suggesting a pagan burial. The grave measured roughly 6 feet long, 23 inches wide, and 19 inches deep, oriented northward, consistent with non-Christian rites. A nearby cremation burial was also recovered, the only recorded example from the Bathwick Cemetery. Archaeologist Kelly Madigan noted the discovery provides valuable insight into funerary practices in Roman Britain nearly 2 millennia ago. Laboratory analyses aim to determine the individual's origins, health, and status. Once examined, the sarcophagus and its contents will be displayed at Bath's Temple of Minerva in the Botanical Gardens, adding to the city's extensive Roman heritage and offering the public a rare glimpse into ancient life and death. Number 8. Sant Pere de Rodes Monastery. The former Benedictine monastery of Sant Pere de Rodes stands on the slopes of Verdera Mountain in northeastern Catalonia, beneath the ruined castle of Sant Verdera. Overlooking the Bay of Lança, the site includes remnants of a medieval town and a preserved pre-Romanesque church dedicated to Saint Helena. Its origins remain 100% uncertain, surrounded by speculation and legend. The earliest record dates to 878, when it was listed as a monastic cell dedicated to Saint Peter. By 945, it had become an independent Benedictine monastery, reaching its height between the 11th and 12th centuries. In the 17th century, repeated raids weakened the community, leading to its abandonment in 1793. Declared a national monument in 1930, restoration began in 1935. Today, its striking location and history draw visitors and pilgrims alike, reflecting its enduring spiritual and cultural significance in the Catalan landscape. It's a great place. Number 7. Makia Settlement. Archaeologists in Qatar uncovered evidence of a 3,600-year-old settlement hidden in the heart of the desert. The discovery came accidentally during a search for underground water sources, aided by radar satellite imaging. This finding overturned long-held beliefs that ancient Qatar was purely nomadic, with no permanent settlements. Named Makia, meaning invisible place in the local dialect, the site shows no obvious surface remains. Instead, the soil's altered composition and texture suggest human activity, including landscaping and cultivation. Archaeologists believe the settlement supported thousands, who mastered groundwater management to survive summers reaching 110 degrees Fahrenheit. The ability to maintain a community in such extreme heat reflects remarkable adaptation and resourcefulness. Though almost nothing is visible above ground, Makia provides rare proof that permanent habitation once existed in this inhospitable region, challenging previous assumptions about the area's history and demonstrating how ancient ingenuity could thrive against seemingly impossible environmental odds. Number 6. Submerged Urartian Fortress. In 2017, divers and archaeologists from Van Yuzunchu Yil University discovered the submerged remains of a 3,000-year-old Urartian fortress in Lake Van. Extending nearly a mile, the site preserves sections of stone walls standing between 10 and 13 feet high, remarkably intact despite centuries underwater. The Urartian kingdom, flourishing from the 9th to 6th centuries BCE, controlled a territory spanning parts of modern Turkey, Armenia, and Iran. Lake Van likely served as a strategic and cultural center for the civilization, with the fortress reinforcing its dominance. The discovery underscores both the engineering skill and the enduring legacy of the Urartians, whose monumental architecture withstood submersion for millennia. Lead diver Tahsin Ceylan suggested the find could attract global archaeological interest, as the lake's estimated 600,000-year geological history still conceals much to be explored. Excavations and studies continue, aiming to figure out the site's role in Urartian defense and regional administration. Number 5. St. George Seal Matrix. Back in March 2021, a bronze matrix seal depicting St. George slaying a dragon was uncovered inside the royal chateau of Villers-Cotterêts in northern France. The chateau, commissioned by King François I in 1528, seems an unlikely place for such an object, particularly as it was found discarded in a coal pouch in the castle's north wing. The seal's design is unique, unlike any previously recorded. An inscription around its edge, in abbreviated Latin, may indicate ownership by the prior of a nearby monastery. Seal matrices served as authenticating tools in the Middle Ages, and historians had believed France's surviving royal and ecclesiastical examples were fully catalogued. This finding challenges that assumption. The possibility of a 16th-century religious figure's connection to the chateau adds intrigue, but its precise origin remains uncertain. The artifact offers both artistic and historical significance, blending chivalric imagery with the mystery of its misplaced presence in a royal residence. All right now, let's move to number 4, Princess Iset statue. In early 2014, archaeologists in Luxor, Egypt, uncovered a 6.5-foot alabaster statue depicting Princess Iset, who was the beautiful daughter of Pharaoh Amenhotep III. Dating to the 18th dynasty, from 1390 to 1352 BCE, the sculpture is part of a colossal 46-foot statue of the pharaoh that once guarded a temple entrance. This is the first known depiction of the princess alone with her father, highlighting her significance within the royal family. The figure shows her wearing a wig and long tunic, holding a necklace in her right hand. Her name and titles, including beloved of her father, are inscribed on the piece. Amenhotep III's reign marked the height of Egypt's wealth and influence, with monumental art reinforcing dynastic power. This statue not only reflects the craftsmanship of the period, but also sheds light on royal representation, where familial imagery reinforced legitimacy and prestige. It remains an exceptional example of New Kingdom artistry and political symbolism. Egyptians were cool. Number 3. St. Andrew's sarcophagus. This sarcophagus was made in the latter half of the 8th century and rediscovered in 1833 during excavations at St. Andrew's Cathedral in Fife. While incomplete, the surviving sections display exceptional craftsmanship. Originally, the sarcophagus would have had decorated panels on all sides, a roof slab, and corner pieces. Missing today are the roof, top panel, and one corner element. The existing reliefs depict dramatic scenes, a man forcing open a lion's jaws, another striking a leaping lion with a sword, and hunters pursuing wolves. Some scholars suggest the central figure represents the person once entombed, possibly Oengus I, a Pictish king who died in 761, though the absence of remains makes confirmation impossible. Carved from sandstone, the sarcophagus stands as one of the most important surviving monuments of Pictish art, combining narrative imagery with symbolic power to memorialize its subject in enduring stone. Number 2. Washington Monument Time Capsules. Well, now this find is just amazing. During a $5.5 million restoration of Baltimore's Washington Monument back in 2015, conservators uncovered 2 time capsules. The 1915 Centennial capsule contained photographs of the Declaration of Independence, memorabilia marking the Star-Spangled Banner's centenary, a portrait of Francis Scott Key, and period newspapers. Beneath the cornerstone, laid in 1815, 3 glass jars held newspapers, Washington's likeness, his presidential farewell address, 10 U.S. coins, medals honoring him, and the Duke of Wellington's Peninsular War campaigns, and an 1812 Bible. The jars also included July 5th and July 6th, 1815 issues of the Federal Gazette, topped with a reprinted Declaration of Independence from July 3rd, 1815. These artifacts illuminate Baltimore's role in America's early history, revealing how civic pride and national identity were intertwined in the early republic. Both capsules now provide historians with a preserved window into the city's patriotic heritage. Now, let's end this with number 1, wreck of the whaling ship industry. In March 2022, the remains of the 207-year-old whaling brig industry were located in the Gulf of Mexico, near the coast of Pascagoula, Mississippi. Measuring 64 feet with 2 masts, the wooden vessel was built in Westport, Massachusetts, in 1815. Records show it was hunting sperm whales when disaster struck on May 26, 1836. A violent storm snapped both masts, sealing its fate. Remarkably, a crew list survives, revealing that many aboard were Black or Native American, unusual for the period. Most were rescued by another whaling ship and returned to Westport. Had they landed in Mississippi, Black crew members risked imprisonment under local laws and possible sale into slavery. The wreck remains a rare maritime time capsule, offering insight into the diverse crews and perilous conditions of 19th-century whaling, as well as the social and legal dangers faced by sailors of color during that era. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon.